His new play caller, his quarterback's coach, Bo Hardigree, at the controls for Tennessee. What does he dial up? Look at that pass. Cam Ward threading the needle to Ridley as suddenly those two finding their chemistry. 3rd and 2 after a pickup of 8.
That's incredible. You see Bo Hardigree, the offensive coordinator. You know, you've seen him now in the last 2 drives. He's able to get some sort of a rhythm. They've been waiting for this offense to string some plays together, to get some rhythm. And I think that's really good for Cam Ward, to feel what it feels like to be in a flow in a meaningful part of the game where there's a lot of pressure and you've got to make plays, and just getting into that zone at quarterback.
Clock running inside of 5 minutes. Ward goes through his progressions. Everyone covered, slings it back. It's deflected and picked. Taylor Demerson, and then the football came out. Who recovers? Tennessee for the touchdown. In a crazy sequence. Tyler Lockett, the recovery. Unreal. Dadrian Taylor Demerson making the initial pick off the deflection, and then the football came loose, recovered in the end zone.
Therefore, there's a fumble recovered by Tennessee for a touchdown.
That's just... there's no way. You can't find enough things as a football coach that go against you in a second half of a game where you are in complete command than Jonathan Gannon's Arizona Cardinals right now.
Brian Callahan's going to go for the point after to try to cut this thing to 2 with 4:39 remaining. And this place is still stunned. Joey Slye just missed the point after. This time he's perfect. It's a 2-point game. Let's bring in Gene's territory. Gene, please just make sense of what just happened. Crazy.
You know, Spiro, I've been around for 30 years at this level, and you know what? You see things that you've never seen before if you hang around long enough. We call this an ABA play. A, offense has the football originally. B, recovers or intercepts, finishes their ball back to A. Really now you've just really had, I think Sean Smith did a good job of saying interception. You see now he completes the interception, takes 3 steps. Nobody's touched him. He's not down by contact. Football loose. We see the scrum. Tennessee ends up with the football in the end zone. Result of the play, touchdown.
Gene, I've got a question for you. To me, I know he does take an extra step, but is that a situation where it's questionable if he survived the ground with that catch?
Yes, most definitely, Adam. It's the first thing that I looked at as well, because if it were 4th down and he would not have finished that, it would have still been, or actually would have been an incomplete pass. In this scenario, yes, very good point. But with the way that we have kind of extended what is or isn't a catch now, with that 3rd step, with possession, tucking the football move, that would be a fumble.
All right, we thank Gene for hopping on with us. A little bit of a bobble there by Bam Knight. And that is going to cost him, as he's barely going to be able to get to the 20. Boy, just think of what has happened here for the Cardinals, Arch. In this quarter, you had the DeMercado, what appeared to be a 72-yard walk-in-the-park touchdown that turns into a fumble, celebrated and let go of the ball too soon. Tennessee got it back, and now this, a pick. You think, boy, maybe the game's over at that point.
Well, don't
and
forget,
here we go.
Don't forget about the Cardinals opened up the half with a great drive, 5 minutes off the clock. And the snap hits Kyler Murray in the face and gives the Tennessee Titans the ball. So you can go down the list of the most unlikely things that have to happen to allow Tennessee to be back in this game.
Cardinals begin here with a run to Carter. And Arch, again, it's not just today. Last 2 weeks, walk-off defeats in the final seconds on last-second field goals. All 4 of their games this season have come down to 1 possession. So where is this team mentally? You saw Budda Baker get the troops together on the sideline. with everything hanging in the balance.
Well, don't forget, we were here for that Carolina game where, again, the Cardinals jumped on them early in that first half, and then it had to come all the way down to the wire to end up beating the Carolina Panthers, who have only won one football game this season.
Marvin Harrison Jr. in motion. Murray, quick release. They get it to Dortch. Dortch weaving through traffic. Appears to be a little bit short of the line of the game. They're going to mark him about a yard short. Third down coming up. 3:41 and counting, with both teams holding all 3 timeouts.
But Spiro, this is, to me, this is where Kyler Murray, the face of this franchise, the face of this football team in this moment, has to be able to say, you know what, enough's enough. You know, I have got to figure out a way, either by myself or for my football team, to will us to be able to put this football game away. That's what they need out of him on this 3rd and short.
Can they get a yard? The run play, they got it with Carter. Or just massive first down there for the Cardinals. Another timeout. The game management is going to come into play here as Brian Callahan's going to take his first of 3 timeouts. And everyone's going to catch their breath. Next Sunday, you can count on an NFL on CBS doubleheader, beginning with a divisional clash between the Browns and the Steelers. Later, an impressive overtime win for San Francisco. They'll be back on the road to take on Baker and the Bucks. It all begins at noon Eastern with the NFL Today. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. Boy, this gets them a little bit of breathing room here as they move the sticks.
Oh yes, because listen, if you don't pick it up now, as if the Tennessee Titans, they should feel like they have a tremendous shot in the arm, a great energy and a great feeling, like if they could just make this stop, that they have a great chance to win this football game.
But now you want to lean on your ground game. Mention what they've been dealing with here is Callahan's going to take his 2nd timeout. They'll stop the clock. 2:57. 21-19 Cardinals. Let's quickly get an NFL Today update. Back to New York and Adam Schein.
Spiro, Arch, Chase McLaughlin bangs it through. 39 yards away to walk it off in Seattle. What a game. What a life. Bucks win 38-35.
All right, that'll make Cardinals fans pleased. And now can their team take advantage with the Titans now arched down to their final timeout. Still the 2-minute warning with 3 minutes left in regulation.
Yeah, I like calling a play here. I just like the ball in Murray's hands. Just for Murray to understand the moment, understand the situation, love him with the ball in his hands to try to make something happen.
We'll stay with the ground game. Carter slipping the initial tackle. Boy, would have dropped him for a loss of about 2 or 3 yards. Just able to get back to the line of scrimmage. It was Cedric Gray who had a missed tackle. So Callahan's going to sit on that last timeout here. We'll keep that in his back pocket. And that clock running. They'll have to punt here with about 2:10 left in regulation. Arch, how do you handle this? Do you put it in Murray's hands?
I think by not taking the timeout, you almost essentially force Arizona to run this football. Because if you take the timeout and the clock is stopped and then they pass the football, that helps you. But now if you're Arizona, you want Tennessee to take your last timeout, so a high likelihood you have to run it on 3rd and 8.
They will indeed run. They need 8, and they're going to be well short. DeMercado. And boy, you just can't say enough about this Tennessee defense, Arch. Maligned. Denard Wilson's bunch has come through in the clutch. And what is going to be his biggest punt of the day, trying to get as much yardage out of this thing as he possibly can. Just crazy that we're even here. A 2-point game after this one looked to be at hand for Arizona. Just so many miscues as DK signals fair catch. And Tennessee's going to have it from inside their own 20-yard line. They're about 46, maybe 47 yards away from the field goal range for Joey Slibe, Arch. But everything he's thinking about, remember, he's missed 5 kicks in the last 2+ weeks, including an extra point in this game.
Yes, and listen, there's no doubt about it. The psychology right now, he's got to be as good as possible mentally. He's got to have no thought, nothing from the past. Everything has to be going forward and have all the confidence in the world if Cam Ward can get their football team in position to kick a game-winning field goal.
Well, how about this moment for the young rookie quarterback, the #1 overall pick in the draft. Here we go. He gets it out to Pollard. Trying to break that initial tackle. Does get himself out of bounds, and that's huge. As Tennessee holding that final timeout. 1:47 left. And it will be 2nd and 7.
Spiro, you think about, young quarterback, first overall draft pick. It's been an up and down season. In this game, it's been up and down, but just the opportunity right now, the growth that he can get from this football game in a game-winning situation to try to get this team and win it for the Titans.
Again, goes underneath. Everyone was covered down the field, so wise play to Pollard. Clock running. Will Johnson with the open field tackle. 3rd and 3, 90 seconds.
Yeah, Cardinals have been playing a lot of zone coverage, and you go back to their last drive, there were some chances and opportunities for Cam Ward when it's not there to get up inside the pocket and use his legs for the first down.
Cardinals rush 4. They keep Ward clean. First down, Tennessee. Gunnar Helm makes the catch. He's been huge. But you just can't overstate the importance of this one. Young rebuilding team in Tennessee. A chance to get one on the road. And meantime, Arizona, 2 straight losses at the Horn. Walk-off defeats on last-second field goals. Trying to keep pace in that tough NFC West. First down pass for Ridley, incomplete. That'll stop the clock at 52 seconds.
Well, listen, that's exactly what we came into this game talking about with the Tennessee Titans, with a season that was starting to unravel and a season that was starting to get away from them, with all the negativity surrounding this team and all the different questions, and coming off a really bad loss against the Houston Texans on the road. They just needed something positive to go their way and to break their way. And listen, you've got to try to find a way to win it, because at the end of the day, even though you're in this situation, if you lose it, it still goes down as a loss.
On 2nd and 10, Ward delivers another strike. Okonkwo, and he's starting to catch fire for Tennessee. A pickup of 16 on the catch and run.
Well, you talk about the timing aspect of playing quarterback in the National Football League. Right now, Ward is able to set his feet and throw the ball on time.
Ward puts some air under it. Up the sideline! Ridley! Cam Ward on the money. Digging deep for Tennessee. A pickup of 38.
It doesn't get any more beautiful than this throw. Ridley knows he's got the outside leverage on Clark. And oh my goodness, Cam Ward just drops it in the perfect place.
And now if you're Jonathan Gannon, Archie, you have to start to think about those timeouts, but you're down to 26 seconds. And now Tennessee ain't thinking about a field goal.
Well, listen,
they're going for the win. First down run here. It's Pollard, cuts back. Pollard!
Oh, boy.
Inside the 5.
Well, yeah, now if you're Arizona, they're going to, Tennessee is going to run this down to about 3 seconds. If you're Arizona, you got to think about, if they run the ball, think about letting them score.
I was just going to say, Archie, even on that play, you almost think about letting them just score.
But even then, you're
injured Cardinal is Jalen Thompson as the athletic trainers come onto the field. So a huge potential loss here. One of the big players on this Arizona defense, and he now is in considerable pain. Tonight on CBS, it's time for 60 Minutes and famed actor and director Rob Reiner, followed by a Grammy salute to Cyndi Lauper live from the Hollywood Bowl, plus Tracker. It's all tonight on CBS Sunday.
Spiro, you think about a lot of different things here in this game. You think about Arizona with just unbelievably making some catastrophic mistakes to give Tennessee a chance. But then in an offense that was silent for most of the game, down the stretch, we saw some big-time throws from Cam Ward. I mean, just big-time, down-the-field throws that you wanted to see if you're a Tennessee Titans fan drafting this young man first overall.
Arch, if you're Jonathan Gannon, are you just letting him score on this play?
I think you have to, because otherwise you're just going to hope and pray that Joey Sly misses this kick. So Tennessee has to know.
Desperation time as Ward going to try to get Sly on his favorite hash. Arizona's going to take a timeout. 16 seconds. Jonathan Gannon just can only imagine what's going through his mind.
Sure,
Crazy season it has been for this Arizona Cardinals team till this point.
This can be a devastating loss for the Arizona Cardinals, because if you think about your wins, you think about the way your season has gone, especially here in the last 2 weeks. Walk-off field goal by the 49ers. Tight ball game at the end, doesn't go your way. In division, Seattle, walk-off field goal doesn't go your way. And this can be a devastating. Tennessee playing like one of the worst teams in the National Football League. Spiro, and you have them at home. You get off to a hot start. This could be a devastating loss for Arizona.
Well, that's putting it mildly. Kyler Murray certainly thinking about it. This was a 21-3 Cardinals lead, Arch. In the second quarter, Tennessee looked dead in the water.
Dead.
But the shocker came on the Amari DiMercato run. It was a 72-yard touchdown run. He was all by himself, let go of the football before he broke the plane of the end zone.
That was the ball game right there.
And that started the turnaround for Tennessee. Just wild. But, Arch, here we go. This is not an automatic. We mentioned the struggles of Joey Sly. Guy who's been kicking in this league for a long time. He entered the day having missed 4 straight field goals. Now, in his defense, 2 of those kicks were really long, but
this one right there,
he missed the extra point earlier today. Aditi, you have been paying attention to Slide down on that Tennessee sideline.
Cool as can be. He took a few practice quicks. He used the massage gun on the top of his right calf. He took a fist bump from his special teams coordinator, and he just took a big breath.
7 years in the league, Aditi. 29 years of age out of Virginia Tech. Last year kicked for New England. He is hit today from 44 and 51, a 29-yarder for the win here in Glendale. Hecker the holder, Morgan Cox the long snapper. The kick from Sly is good. And the Tennessee Titans end their 10-game losing streak and finally get their first win of the season here in Week 5.
Sparrow, nothing in the NFL ceases to amaze me, and there's so many different things that can happen. I cannot understand and believe how Tennessee was able to climb back in this football game when they looked dead in the water. Just unbelievable. And this is a huge win for Brian Callahan and the Tennessee Titans.
Brian Callahan's team was down 21-3 in the second quarter. They scored 19 unanswered points and win it as the Cardinals, with a meltdown here in Week 5, stunned as they make their way off the field.